As well, I came on here to smoke and hang out. Somebody told me we don't be doing the late night chill sessions no more, and that is true. My sleep schedule has been improving. But after last night's live, I definitely slept in and just wanted to kick it, just wanted to hang out. No expectations. Just wanted to spend some time, see who online. I also have like a very interesting thing that happened earlier today that I did want to share. But I'm gonna wait till people get on in. But yeah, I hope all is well, genuinely. Just wanted to come and smoke with some folk. Excuse me. But I also might cook something. I don't know. I can't call it, but it's been like really hard for me to take naps, and I think I'm finally figuring out how to take naps, and I'm hella grateful because I'm finally at a point where I just know that a nap is healing. Like I used to feel like a nap I would miss something, like something fun might happen, but now I'm realizing that part of it is also just, not centering rest, not desiring rest, or even utilizing it. And so I'm definitely at a point where I'm trying to remember that rest is necessary. And that's one thing about Virgo season that I hope people hold, is that Virgo is very analytical. Virgo is very mental. Virgo is very not just mental, but also physical. And so the rest of this Virgo season, if you are not taking naps, getting the rest you need, I hope you reconsider that, because the mental gymnastics of this time are wild. But one really cool thing that happened today is my mom called me, and I feel like the last time me and my mom talked was not a good combo. And I didn't really want to have a combo with her that would go left, obviously. I'm also putting some wax dabs on my shit. I know some people don't know what the fuck that is. It's basically weed that has been pressed out. And so, just like how when we see weed, we think it's just a flower. Actually, if you apply heat, pressure at the same time, not fire, but heat and pressure at the same time, you can actually extract some stuff out of it. So, just putting that out there for anyone that was like, "What the fuck are you up to?" I'm making my rolling more strong. But yeah, like I was saying though, Virgo season has my mom calling me, which is really cute. But we also have Jupiter in Cancer for the rest of the year. I want to say it started in June. And as someone who has Jupiter in Cancer already in their chart, it's very much a placement that wants to grow in love, grow in compassion, grow in emotion. And so for the planet to be in, like for Jupiter, or for Cancer to be in Jupiter right now, or for the planet Jupiter to be in Cancer rather, that means that there's going to be a big emphasis on deepening our emotional reserves. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing, but it will have us noticing more and more through the year who has the capacity and who doesn't. And I'm hoping that people hold that, like, Jupiter in Cancer is very concerned with the collective, with the emotional collective. And so that that feeling of I want to apologize, that feeling of I got new information and I want to move differently, like those things will be happening for many people. And so I hope that you allow yourself to shift. I hope you allow yourself to be forgiven as well as forgive, because that is the big energy behind Jupiter in Cancer. It's very much who do you now see as not wrong, but as perhaps in pain, traumatized, and now maybe you're able to understand why they said what they said, why they did what they did. A lot of those things are going to be happening for so many of us, and I hope you don't stop at being at being aware of like how someone maybe didn't let you down as much as you felt like in the past. Maybe you're now holding that like what happened between you wasn't an isolated thing, that it was also happening for them in general. This is not me saying that me and my mom are best friends. This is just me trying to hold that like the conversation I had with my mom today had me sitting with the reality that like she's a whole person, like she's not just my mom. And as much as like I don't feel like our dynamic mother and child has been the best at all, I do want to hold that like I have no information about single motherhood, and also just the ways that she didn't have as much support as she definitely needed. And so again, I feel like I had a combo with my mom where I feel like she finally heard that I didn't mean to hurt her, but I know that I did. And I could just feel her in real time softening. But like even her calling me and like even us talking, like I could just tell like she's getting more information and she's using it to like repair rupture. And it's a beautiful thing. And so I don't want to kick her while she's there, right? Like I don't want to be like overwhelming her. But I do think that there were some moments where I tried to like say something to her, because like she did say that, she's like, I can't take the colorism conversation. And I was like, well, and before she cut me off, I was like, trying to explain to her, like, I am privileged within colorism as well as you. So like I'm actually having more empathy for you, but she still wasn't there. She still wasn't there to talk, but she definitely did let me know that like she is very hurt by things I've said to her about being white passing, about being white looking, and about having privilege. Like those things are still hurtful for her. And while, I feel like if it wasn't my mom, I probably would, move differently. But because of how she's operating now, I'm willing to hold that like she told me straight up, she's like, some of the combos you want to have, like we can't have them over the phone. And it sucks because it's like I hear her, but it's also like, babe, like the phone is the safest place to talk to somebody sometimes. Because if they want to click out on the combo, they want to get abusive, you could just go. Like it's not like a big thing. But again, this is not me saying that I don't care about my mom's critiques about what I said to her around colorism. I am just trying to hold that like we're in group. And so like I don't want to posture above her, but I do want to offer that like, that conversation has to happen again. Like I can't just be talking to her and like operating like that's not a part of like our fallout, like it is. And her even mentioning colorism like a system and like still not being at a point where she holds that like we're both part of it. It's frustrating for sure. And like, so I don't want to make it seem like everything's all good, but I think that my mom is realizing as she becomes a grandmother, as she really like steps into the role of being a mother in a different sense, I think she's trying to remember that like I, am still important. I still matter. Like our relationship not being okay does bother her as much as she's hurt by things I've said to her, by ways I've, retold my childhood to her. Um, and again, I'm sure I've said really crazy things to her. Like I know I have, but at the same time, I'm gonna hold that like we both say crazy things to each other. And I think I'm trying to just hold her where she's at because I don't want to like push, but I did try to push. And I feel like her being respectful and pushing back was a step. But I think moving forward, I don't know what this looks like. I have no idea. I don't know. but she sent me a photograph of her and my brother and his partner, and it was just a moment that had me really realizing that like as much as like I've been just like living without like connections of with my family, I really do want them, but at the same time it's like at what cost, you know? It's like there's a part of me that wonders like what my mom really thinks about the things I've said, and I'm not gonna know seemingly unless I meet her in real life, which I really don't want to do. Not because I don't love her, but I don't want to go to fucking Virginia or Connecticut. Like that's really where it is. Like if anything, I'm trying to move more west. And so that's frustrating. Also, this is unrelated to everything I'm talking about. But bitch, why the fuck I found out one of my old clients like literally stole my whole business and literally is operating like they don't know I exist anymore. And I'm like, that is so crazy. Like you would think you would at least be like, hey, like, and it's just like it's wild. Like I'm just like looking at old conversations with people and just noticing, but I'm also having to hold that like certain conversations I be having be implicating people in harm, and it's easier to get away from me. It's easier to not talk to me than it is to acknowledge like the system of harm you're partaking in, and it is what it is. But it's frustrating at times to just notice like how people will like be all up in your face. Like it's just the way that me and this person talk so much. And I'm like, man, I really wonder where they are. And I'm like, oh, you're doing literally what I do. And you're, wow, okay. Yo, that's crazy. Again, I'm not mad that like she started her own business. I'm frustrated that like she started her own business after being supported by me for many years and never thought once to be like, hey, like let's like I'm thinking about like I just feel like that's so weird. What up, Sierra? But it just feels like at the same time, I'm grateful that I saw that because I'm just like word. Like I really have to just remind myself like so like sometimes I feel like I think we're in community, I think we're friends, and it's like we're not. And I have to just hold that. Like I feel like that's what this year has shown me. That sometimes I think I'm in community with people, and it's like no, it's a transactional connection, and we're just in community as long as they are benefiting. Like, and it sucks to hold that, but it's like I have to like hold that as the reality. That like the ways I want to operate, the ways I want to see people that reach out to me and trust me and support me, it's not always that. And again, I'm not trying to say I'm going to drop like how grateful I am or anything, but I'm going to just be more mindful moving forward because it's just the way that like seeing that really had me like, damn, like some people will really like perform like y'all are like in community, but it's just so long enough to mirror your behavior and benefit and operate like they don't see you. And it's like, whoa, again, I like the idea of legacy in that like I like the idea of us working together as a community. I don't like the idea of someone like benefiting from me just long enough to like do their own thing. Like that feels strange to me, especially when it's like they're still surveilling me. Like I only know you're still in my circle cuz like you're watching me, not because you're connecting with me. But it's like, can you connect with me if you're like stealing? No, and it just sucks because it's like I be thinking that we're friends, but I have to really hold that the word friend means something different to everybody else. I mean, but is she an op? I don't think she's an op. Like that's the thing about it. I don't think she's an op. I just think that she's strange because it's like, girl, like we used to talk, and benefit each other. So it's just like, what changed? And like I reached out to her and sent her some screenshots and was like I'm surprised that you started a business like and we're not communicating anymore, but at the same time, clearly like you got it. You know what I mean? You got it. Like I'm moving away from you, and honestly I'm blocking your ass because I'm actually creeped out at this point because it's like, when did that happen? But okay. I don't think she got off. I just think that her behavior very strange. Is very much operating like we can't all win. And like just seeing how her content is set up is very obvious that she's stealing my content and like repackaging it in a particular way. And it sucks even more because we're in community, but she's a fellow mixed person who is unfortunately using like again, there's a way that us mixed people can be like, I'm black and now support me. And I just feel like that's perhaps why we're not in community. Cause she knows that like she's being inauthentic and she's also weaponizing blackness to benefit. And I feel like I noticed that and I was like, hey, great. Again, it's not even just the business shit. It's like how she's going about it is very much like I am the black business owner, and it's like you're not, but it's okay. I can see what you're up to over here. I'm gonna get away from you because you over here trying to weaponize blackness to sell drugs, and that's crazy as fuck. Like in retrospect, I'm so sorry. Like if you have plant knowledge, that's great. If you're not a black person, please, like, ugh, like it's cringe. Cause again, it's the ways that I'm seeing more and more black women get in the plant space, and it's like, it's like, good God. Like, I don't know how, like, between me and you, I don't know how you do drugs, like, especially mushrooms, and don't sit long enough with that reality that like you're stealing. Like that's really crazy. But again, I feel like that's what some people are doing in this time. Like some people are using like their black ancestry to sell stuff. I've seen it so often recently. So many people being like, this is a black owned situation. And it's like, and again, it's the ways that like that combo we had the other day where I showed a photograph of my mom and was like, is this person white? Like a bunch of people were pushing back, being like, no. And it's like, okay. But that ties into this. Like there are people who are going to say that they're black and it's going to mean something to someone. But I think about that, the ways that like people will say they're black and it's supposed to mean something to you in that moment. It's supposed to mean something, especially a mixed person saying it. So, but again, before I blocked her, I tried to have a conversation with her, but she was trying to leave me on red and trying to keep on posting. And I'm like, girl, all right. I'm not going to say nothing else. Because again, at the end of the fucking day, if that's what she wants to do, if that's how she's moving, that's how she's moving. But I am surprised. I'm very surprised. Again, I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm an authority on anything. I know more than anyone. Not at all. What I'm trying to offer though is I've seen how certain people move to operate to tell you something. And I just feel like, wait, who's Chloe? Listen, here's my thing. I feel like seeing somebody like using like things that you've posted to like benefit and like kind of like distance themselves from you enough to where you wouldn't see it. Cause it's the way that like I just feel like the way that she's moving online is very covert and it's very fascinating to me. But it is what it is. I just feel like I don't expect anyone who let me not say that. I just feel like I have so many thoughts. Like because I feel like after me and her like stopped talking, communicating, I started looking at our texts, and I feel like after me and Christopher disconnected, I really feel like people looked at me kind of crazy. And hear me out. Him deciding that we were gonna just like run away from his racist mom and get in a van and go to Michigan. Him deciding that he's gonna like my ex deciding like the solution to his mom being racist and telling me to like be dropped off in Detroit was to pack up all of our stuff and run. Like that's great, but like in the process of all that, like he had no idea on what to do and me neither. And I'm not trying to shame him for that at this point. I know I did a lot. But at that time, I was very upset because again, I'm over here trying to fucking make money so we can afford to stay in a motel. It's like once we leave her home, once we are in a van trying to live in the summer, like it was insane. And then again, once we start making money through like the plant business, it's like, okay, we're gonna pay for these motels and these hotels and shit. You know what? But that's the thing too. It's like there are some people that operate like that. Like there are some people that operate like, oh, like Like if like I like again like right now there's a boycott happening. I don't know how many people are aware, but there was a black woman who said that she wanted to invoke a boycott of black hair products, and the desire seemingly was to uh you know show these companies that they can't just like discard or harm or raise prices on black women. And so all September there's like a boycott on like all black hair products unless they're black owned, which I find fascinating because again, it's the ways that like there are so many of us mixed people who are saying like this is a black owned, like again, it's the way I used to say that my business was black owned, and then I stopped saying that shit because like that's not true. But again, it's the ways that like when I was saying that shit, people were feeling that. But I also want to hold that like folks that are not black that invoke their blackness are absolutely not a fan of mine at this point, because again, the way that people see me and think that I'm a black person from time to time, it does mean that there are people who are browner skin, who are mixed, who are holding in real time that they should be doing something different, but that they don't necessarily have to based on lookism, which is again and pigmentocracy, because again, it's the ways that like at this point in colonization, even if people aren't holding people who look like me as black, there are some people who do, even down to my mom, which I'm that's how people are moving. What I'm going to say though is the browner skin you are, even as a mixed person, people will say like you are the black people. And so that's what I'm trying to offer, is that there are going to be mixed people who are brown skin who know exactly what's happening right now in terms of like trying to restructure and connect more with black people and uplift black people and not be uplifting mixed people as the black people. There are going to be some brown skinned people who are like, oh, I'm black. And again, this is it's an awkward thing, but like no one should have to find out that someone's mixed. Like that's not normal, but again, it is a thing that's happening. Like a lot of people do find out some people are mixed. And again, if people saw my brother and me together, they might not think we were siblings, but my brother has the same mom as me, but most people don't think that. Most people don't think that he's mixed. Whereas if I wear my hair like this, people might still think I'm mixed. Some will not though. Some people will see this hairstyle as a black hairstyle, therefore I am black. Again, it's the ways that people compartmentalize when they talk about blackness at this point. I truly believe it's because the one drop rule. The one drop rule has made it this, not black people. Black people didn't do this. It was white supremacy that did this. And so again, there are going to be some people who will see my hair texture and be like, that is a black person. There are going to be some people who see me with a wig and say they're mixed. There are going to be people that see me with a wig and think that I'm Asian. You really don't know. So I feel like I just want to be candid. Like my frustration is like this person has like really weaponized blackness to steal my business, and they're not a black person. But again, it's the way that like people aren't going to question them. They're not. And again, I don't want to do too much because I just feel like, as I said, it's not for anybody to find out someone's mixed. It's not for anybody to find out people have mixed ancestry. It's not for anybody to find that out. But there are going to be people who are going to play a black folk face right now. And there are going to be people that are very mad at me because, again, as I hold myself as a mixed person, many people who are mixed will start to hold that like that means something. And again, some of them won't want to. In the beginning, I was really trying to figure out like, am I causing harm to black people? Like, I'm gonna be real with you. In the beginning of hearing about the one drop rule, white supremacy, colorism, like in the beginnings of like really sitting with the information, I was still trying to do mental gymnastics to include myself in blackness in a particular way. So I want to hold that, like, I'm not saying this to be punching down on people who are obviously already being manipulated by white supremacy. I'm trying to offer that, like, there will be many people who have a hard time holding that they're privileged within white supremacy, even though they have experienced anti-blackness. Because, as I've shared before, even white people experience anti-blackness. Anti-blackness harms everyone. But if we don't talk about it that way, which we usually don't, we can easily start to make it seem like, or we can easily focus on the middle a lot of times of who's experiencing it, and we won't focus on the brunt, and we won't focus on the people that are enforcing it and being harmed as well. And so I want us to hold that, like, when we talk about systems harming people, there will be times where people will be in group, or not even, there will be people outside of the group who are being harmed, and it'll be worth it to talk about that as well. But again, how many times do we talk about anti-blackness affecting everyone? We don't. And so that conversation not being had is part of why some people can still cause harm in a particular way, because we're not looking at it as broadly as we should. And again, until I disconnected from thinking I was a black person, I wasn't able to hold that I had caused harm. So there are going to be some mixed people who are not willing to disconnect from saying that they're black or holding that they're black. And so holding that they're causing harm, unlikely. And this ain't saying I want that. This is me trying to work backwards and hold that, like, I'm only comfortable saying that I've caused harm and that I've been an op and that I probably can be again, because I am holding that that's not the point of the conversation. The point of the conversation is liberation. And so again, it's like some people are asking, what's the point of life? Liberation. I've been seeing a lot of people online asking, what's the point of being alive? Liberation, being liberated. That is the whole point. And so if we now know that, if we know that the point of being alive is to be liberated, liberated, we must look around and see, like, who's being liberated, whose story is being told, who's being held, who's being listened to. We have to think like that. Because again, if the goal is to be liberated, who is not? Who is in our society captured, who is harmed? Like, if we start thinking like that, we're going to treat people differently. But again, if we don't zoom out enough when we do critiques, we will unfortunately try to harm people who are already being harmed. And again, I'm not trying to say everyone's going to be able to sit with causing harm in the same way as me, because I got to do this during the pandemic. I feel like the pandemic, in retrospect, just looking back at 2020 is crazy. Like, don't it feel like those years just flew by? Like, being in 2025 feels wild, don't it? Like, wow. It's a strange feeling at this point. I really don't feel like I really felt those years as years. Like, they feel very lost. And I think about how, like, those years for some people, they were supposed to be going to college. They were supposed to be starting, they were supposed to go off on their own. Like I think about all the people in, like, pre-2020 that had plans for 2020 and how they never got to be, how those plans never got to exist, how those people had to stay where they were. Oh, Sierra, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Thank you so much for being here, truly, because I swear, like, I know there's all different ages here, but I really appreciate having someone who's also an elder here, truly. Right. And no, it really did. It really did. It really felt like, damn, like, how much time really went by, because I don't know. And it's the way that people accuse Biden of, like, not being effective. And it's like, it's awkward because it's like seeing Trump versus Biden. Like, Trump is, like, physically falling apart. Everyone's talking about how Trump looks like he's about to about to die. And it's the way that, like, even Biden, like, they looked so, like, out of it, and they were supposed to be leadership. And it's the ways that, like, the like, I just think about all the violence that some men have been carrying out. Like, I think about the January 6th shit and how, like, those white men were, like, operating very clan like, like, they literally, like, had, like, their tiki torches, and they were attacking the police. Very few of them died. Very few of them were injured during that. Not saying that I wanted them to be killed. I'm just saying it's just the ways that, like, the world we live in really does freeze when white people are doing the harm. Charlie, hey baby. Hope you're doing well. No, 2025 almost being over is crazy too. Like, it feels wild to, like, notice that, like, 2025 is, like, damn near gone. It just don't even feel real. It really feels strange. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful as fuck to still be here, bitch. It's been a whirlwind. It's been a whirlwind. Honestly, I feel like I did something different to my hair. Oh, there's a product that I just got that I'm like obsessed with. Honestly, I feel like I've been hyping this brand for a minute, and I know that we're doing a boycott in September. Bitch, I stocked up a couple weeks ago, but this fucking Apogee Curlific, bitch, this shit, like the curls that I have right now, the juiciness of this moisture rich leave-in, true story, APHOGEE. It is literally a pH balancing hair product. I also have this, as you can see. I bought this like literally like 3 weeks ago, maybe, and it's about to be gone because I'm obsessed. It's a green tea keratin reconstructurizer. Again, if you're someone that bleaches, if you're someone that has split ends, if you're someone that has hair that you would describe as extremely dry or low porosity, rather, like if you have low porosity hair where like if it rains, your hair don't be getting wet, like, and it don't penetrate your hair shaft like that, this is the girl. The two-step protein treatment. Yes. 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 And then they have like this leave-in. They have like a conditioner as well. I put that and they have like a conditioner that's very watery. I think it might be that. Is it the two-step? It might be the two-step. I think I put the two-step in my conditioner because I know I'm gonna rinse most of it out. Not all of it though. But yeah, no, I'm obsessed. Everything that they have is amazing. Um Really? Oh wow. You said really? I didn't know Apogee wasn't black owned. I would have thought that. That's interesting. That's fascinating to me. Cause I really wonder. I wonder who this was made for then. Cause this shit really works for me. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, the boycott. Heard you. Yeah, no, honestly, I do want to look into who owns Apogee. I really do wonder. But the boycott is all non-black beauty products. But the thing is, the desire is for people to shop with black-owned beauty products. And so I feel like that's why I was even saying what I was saying. Because, like, I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't know. All I know is it works and it's affordable. And I feel like it's been working for me. But also, I made my own salve. I don't know if anybody is a shea butter fan here, but and I know it's gonna probably look crazy to you, but it's shea butter and coconut oil and rose petals. And I made rose water, but I put some of the rose petals in there just because for the aesthetic, and some RSO oil, which I don't have near me because it's in my freezer. But it's basically a syringe that has THC oil in it. And I put that on my head like every time I wash my hair, as like a scalp, a little, a little something extra, and it's been working out pretty well. I feel like I don't have like scalp psoriasis or nothing like that, but my partner does, and he's been using it. He says it's been working, it's been hitting for him. But again, if you are a salve maker, I just feel like this has been something that's been helpful, and I had this for a while. And a little bit goes a long way. Yeah, see, I don't know if Apogee is non-black. I'm genuinely not sure. That's why I was just like, I don't want to say it is black owned. But I think also the desire for the boycott is to take some money away from the Asian community, because let's keep it a buck. Like most people that own black hair products are Asian. So there's a part of me that feels like there might be, you know, you know, like there may really be a desire. Right, a good body butter. Italians. Wow. Thank you for telling me. Wow. It makes me really want to look into like what's in it, cuz like I'm telling you, like my hair feels amazing. It really makes you wonder. Yeah, see there's water in there, glycerin, mineral oils, amino acid, okay. chamomile flower. Like this is honestly like, bitch, for all that I'm reading, they put a lot into this. Whoa. Chamomile flower though. Rosemary leaf extract. Mm. Hmm. Collagen. Hmm. Sage leaf. Sage leaf. Wow. I would have never thought. Right. You worked as a manager for a beauty supply? Yo, that might be a good that listen, Trilly, I feel like that might be a really good topic to talk about. All the reps that came to our store were Korean and spoke no English and treated me like the hell. Whoa. No, Ray, I'm sure them seeing a black person in there like made them come back and want to fuck with you. Because again, it's the way like it's like when I go to the beauty supply store, it's like it's awkward to say this, but it's like unless they do hire somebody black, like you're just going in there and you gotta figure out what you gotta figure out. And I just feel like when I think about going to the beauty supply, a lot of times I just think about how like I go there and it's like you're on your own mission. Like the person that's working there don't have your same hair texture, so you're not going to be talking to them about anything really. And it's the ways that like being uh fruit fly, I will beat your ass. Get away from me. I hate you. Um, but what you call it? But it's the way like when you go to the beauty supply, like you're supposed to operate like you don't get no help because like who can really help you. And again, it's the way that I remember going into the beauty supply and like depending on like where it was, like they would be haggling with me. Like I feel like I used to be buying wigs off mannequins because I'm just like fuck it, like I'm not gonna pay full price for this shit because the price you quoted was crazy. So I'd be like, I was like, let me get this wig off the mannequin, what could I get for this? And they'll work with you, but like again, it's the ways that like if you go there enough, like they'll start to like make it work. But at this point, I don't think that anymore. Like I feel like back in the back, yes. Now, no. Now, from what I can see, it feels very much like they're going to ignore you. Like I feel like it's very much like when you go to the gas station these days. Like they be behind like that fucking bulletproof glass. Don't nobody look at you or talk to you. They're watching you on camera. Like it's very much like it doesn't feel like being a customer is what's happening anymore at these stores anyway. Like I feel like when I think about being a customer somewhere, I think about how someone like it says hello when you come in and shit. And I just think like that doesn't happen really at this beauty supply anymore. I have to think about how when you're at the beauty supply, like, if you don't know why you're there, which I don't feel like that's a thing you even get to do. Like, I feel like browsing at the beauty supply isn't real. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I know for me, whenever I would go to the beauty supply, my thought process was I need to leave here with something. So 9 times out of 10, if you go to the beauty supply, you're going to get something. It's rare you're not. There's also usually not one very close in proximity, which feels very planned. And so again, it's many layers. That's a fucking lie. That's a lie. That is definitely a lie. Like I feel like even you noticing that and then like them like firing you and saying what they said, it's giving like convenient, like it's giving very convenient. And honestly, I don't even think that they realized like what they had done. I think it's more like unfortunately a lot of these places like they'll fucking like once it's clear you should be getting a raise. Like, do you ever notice that once it's clear like you should absolutely be benefiting more because you're definitely like killing it at the job, that's about the time motherfuckers be getting fired. I've just noticed this a lot. Like around the time when like it's clear you're benefiting them, they're like we're gonna hire someone new for cheaper and we're gonna exploit their labor. Turns out it didn't matter that you were benefiting them. They're going to get you up out of here now. And it's like, great. Right. And again, that's the thing. It's always that. It's always like it's always that like you weren't doing a bad job. They literally were like, "Hold on, how can I?" And again, some jobs like I feel like if you stand up for yourself like one time, like they'll really try to conspire like getting you out of there. And I feel like I've noticed that as well. Like, let you stand up for yourself. Now you're a bitch. Now you don't have a job, and it's like, damn. I just wanted to like not be treated like shit. And like, woo, now you're jobless. So I don't know, bitch. It's the way that like I'm still mad about the hospital job. I know somebody said it's whatever, but it's really not because I literally just watched that video that I posted where I had literally like just got the job and was about to go in. And I was just thinking about how like it wasn't enough for this bitch to fire me the way that she did. Cause it's like, yeah, I gave her my badge and walked off, but it's like she literally was verbally assaulting me to fire me. And it's only clearer in retrospect because I literally met someone that I've never met before. And they literally told me, like, oh, I was made to read a 2-page report about your behavior at your job. I'm like, girl, you're a stranger. Why do you know about me and that job at all? But again, it's the way that it's not enough for her to like have already stolen from me in so many ways. She's now trying to make it seem like I'm a bad person to a friend group that I'm not even a part of. I just happen to be dating the sister or the brother of someone who you know, which is why you hired me. But the thing that sucks is like I just think that she might have thought like my behavior was gonna be something different. I also feel like in retrospect, I think just from hearing more about her life and how she be operating and just all the shit she told me, I just think she's miserable, and I think that she thought I was going to be like the other girl that works there, the other light skinned girl that like is biracial, that literally like is operating very Caucasianly so that she can keep that job and maintain that job. And I just think about how like white people really do expect some of us to like really do mirror their behavior and be like them. And when we don't, like I feel like they feel some type of way, especially when they know we have white ancestry, like especially when they know we're mixed, like us not performing like they are like really has them feeling like damn. And again, it's the ways that I listen to white people sometimes and all they're saying is all of these people are now black. And again, it's the ways that like me holding that I'm a whole mixed person is part of the dismantling that has to be done because there are some of us who are weaponizing blackness and it's causing more harm than good to black people, but it's also making a conversation possible where white people think they're being erased by blackness and it's not. And again, it's the ways that I hope that more of us can hold that, like by holding our mixedness, and some of us holding that we are white, that our parents fucked and we're white, that, you know, the genes chose whiteness, and that whiteness is a system. And so if you're looking white, like you're going to be asked to perform a certain way. And if you don't, you're going to be punished. But are you willing to be punished and still hold that, like, that's not like you being punished isn't the point of this, isn't even the focus. Right. Exactly. Like telling someone who's her friend and not mine or my partner's, and then that person like, and the thing that's funny is I met that person and offered them mushroom honey like on some, like they were telling a story and I was like, oh, like I was like this might be able to help. And again, it wasn't psychedelic mushroom, it was lion's mane. And I literally was giving them medicine and they were like, I gotta tell you some shit about what I heard about you. And it was just funny because it's like I made that honey to be supportive. Like she was a person telling me about her mom and like sleeping and mental health and like again, stranger, don't really know her. But I felt like it was worth it. I had the extra medicine, I wanted to share it. But it's the fact that like when we linked up, she looked me in my face, took that honey and was like, hold up, because I done read a 2-page file about you being a piece of shit. And it's just funny how the universe be working, don't it? Because that lady clearly wrote that 2-page thing and was sharing it, trying to get me caught up. One act of motherfucking care, one act of care had people questioning what the fuck is really going on. And I'm grateful, but that's really my energy. I don't want to be like fighting anyone back. I'd rather be loving in my behavior so that even the person that tried to get me has to hold like, and I'm not doing nothing to you. You can keep holding that. You can keep holding that 2-page piece of paper against me. You can keep doing that. Go ahead. Cause now motherfuckers conflicted about you, bitch. Now your behavior doesn't make any fucking sense. And you could have really just been honest. You didn't like me anymore. That's fine. But isn't that shitty that like you gotta fucking be liked to get a job, bitch? Like again, it's the way these white people don't think beyond like their feelings. Like me and her, we're not cool, sure. I wasn't being rude to her though. But I really feel like the thing is when that white person, there was one white dude at the job who got mad at me and tried to like flex on me. And I asked him, I'm like, do I have to listen to you? Cause he over here being like he being ableist as fuck. And I'm like, do I have to listen to you? Cause I'm like, hold up, cause I didn't know you were a supervisor. And it's the way that the boss was like, girl, you're not a supervisor to him. And I just feel like after that moment, my days were fucking numbered, bitch. Like once the boss's little bitch got in their feelings about getting checked in front of me, I really feel like that's really what got me caught up. Cause that little bitch was just mad from that day because she thought she was going to be a supervisor. No, you're just the only white man that works here. You need to calm the fuck down. High key. Like you are the only man that works in our department and you're trying to do what? Going to tell me to like get some people out of our waiting room when it was a woman and her child. Like, and and it was clear the child was like autistic. Like, it was very clear, like, the mother was like just trying to, you know, and he over here trying to get me to be law enforcement and kick her out. And I'm like, girl, talking about some, oh, people who are mentally disabled could disturb our guests. We're a hotel and a hospital. You're a sick fuck. And I could have said that, but all I said was, do I have to listen to you? Because it's like, girl, I'm not about to kick nobody out the fucking waiting room. I'm not doing that. So do you have authority here? I'm telling you, from that day, my days were fucking numbered because I know that bitch kept on trying to get me. Bitch, people pleasing is a thing. That part. Bitch, honestly, I'm so grateful because I didn't even put on a bonnet and I went to sleep. I'm telling you, this apogee been hitting for me. But also, I just bleached my hair. So I feel like between me and you, I feel like my hair responds to like being bleached in a very positive way. Like, I don't know what that is, but like my hair really likes bleach. Like, I don't know what that is, but every time I dye my hair, I just feel like it looks better. Like, it just looks, I don't know. I don't know what that is. I could be wrong though. It could really just be the balance of like the apogee and me actually caring for it because I feel like now that it's like a color I really like, I feel like I'm doing more to it. I feel like when it wasn't dyed, I was kind of just like, I just wanted to be ginger, I think. I could be bugging. But yeah, no, you're right. You're right. And I'm glad that y'all are circling it all back. But I think that again, like the ways that like being at a job where there are like again like me noticing that like there's all these women at the job and yet like the two white women are in charge, but the way that they're in charge is very opposite. Like the boss above me, she was a mess. And then the boss above her, she was a mess in her own way. But again, I think it goes back to that combo we were talking about, like having like being black and like people like seeing blackness everywhere. It's like when I got hired, like it's the way that like everybody was telling me about this manager's black husband, and her husband was very mixed, and her children were white passing. And it was awkward because like she was trying to use that as like a way to like be close. And it was just like, and again, I just feel like we're at a time where I did not think about this aspect of it, but there are so many of us mixed people benefiting from being seen as black. And again, it's the ways that I'll never forget Mama Tina Knowles saying we are very blessed and privileged to be black. And I think about that. I think that that's how some people are carrying it as like a privilege in a way that is distorted. And so there are going to be some people who really don't fuck with me, but it's not even about me. It's about the fact that I'm not willing to like gaslight black people or to be on some one drop rule shit. Because again, it's the way that like some people think like, and I hate to say this, but some people think like claiming everyone as black is a good thing. But really, I think what's unfortunately not being heard at the same time is that claiming everybody as black means that like, not only are we like decentering Black people, when we do that, we're also telling white people that like white that blackness is many looks, and it's really not. But the ways that like white people interpret this happening, because like this is happening and white people are seeing it, and white people are thinking that they could be Black now. That like there are some white people who are trying to figure out like, is Blackness everywhere? Again, I'm really hoping people can see that like the one drop rule is part of white supremacy. It's part of keeping this idea that like white people should be vigilant about being white, because there's a shifting focus on who is Black. I really pray people can see that part of it, because I wasn't seeing that because I wasn't listening to white people. I really was staying away from them. But the more I've been listening to them, the more I'm realizing a lot of them think that like Blackness can be anybody. But what they're not really hearing is that white supremacy is affecting us all. That's the real thing. But again, the way that some of us mixed people hold that we're Black is making them think that Blackness is actually more than what they thought. And I'm not trying to do too much, but what I'm trying to hold is that like when everyone's saying that they're Black, white people do feel like they're being erased. Again, it's an insane idea, but just the ways that we under listen to deep dark skinned people about erasure, white people refuse to be silenced about it, and that is part of white supremacy. And I wish we would hold that white supremacy creates a system of race that is not necessarily how do I say this, that race is fake and it's not fixed. However, they have absolutely couched Blackness in a look. They've absolutely told us who is Black historically. The fact that the one drop rule was implicated was a desire to keep white people white, and to keep and when I say white people white, I just mean like keep white people thinking that they never had Black ancestry, because we're not gonna go there. But we'll say this: whiteness is a mutation from Blackness. That Blackness as a standard of humanity, or seen as the only, I want us to hold that like there are deep dark skinned people who can give birth to someone who looks white, just like a white person can give birth to someone who's brown skinned. It happens all the time. But the ways that we talk about race, especially in this country, sets a tone for people to not only feel like their community is being erased incorrectly, because no one's really erasing white people, really, but the idea that they could be comes from the one drop rule, which makes it so much more important for us to say that we are whole mixed people, because then maybe some people will start to hold and unravel that like whiteness that whiteness doesn't inherently exist, and that like the ideas around Blackness were about couching harm in a look of people. And even to this day, as we see the one drop rule play out, it's clear that the desire is to keep mixed people alive in front of any Black situation in order to, again, perpetuate the one drop rule and white supremacy, in that the more of us mixed people are centered, the more deep dark skinned people can be harmed without any eyes looking on them. And also the ways that us mixed people get centered, especially in Blackness, it makes it possible for the conversation around like reverse colorism to be possible. Because again, if we're stealing, because we have to hold it that way at this point in colonization, if mixed people are stealing Black identity, Black anything, and being uplifted in a particular way, it does signal to white people that like Blackness is many looks, that many people can be Black, and not only that, but that like Blackness is mobile in a way that whiteness is not. And so I want us to hold that that's frightening to white supremacy. It's frightening to anyone believing in whiteness as an identity, truly, because it makes them feel like it's coming for them. I want you to hold this. It's not something we all get to talk about, because again, how many of us are going to listen to a lot of white people right now? Again, that's the point of this. If we never listen to certain communities, we don't get to hear where they're coming from. We don't get to work backwards. I'm not saying we want to listen to white people right now. I'm not saying you need to, but it's the ways white people are talking that has me realizing that this is all part of this. That like the one drop rule is actually creating a hostility within not just white people, but it's also creating even deeper levels of erasure for black people. Because again, it makes it seem as if again it's a very nuanced combo, but there are so many layers to identity, and not everyone is there, and not everyone's willing to hold that. Like, not, I don't want to say not all white people, I just want to say that like white supremacy tells white people who they are. Like when white people are born, whiteness is telling them who they should be. Like everything is telling them who they should be. Now, whether or not they unlearn, whether or not they're unlearning, rather, that is personal, obviously. But also, we have to hold that certain environments are not going to lend to that. Like, think about it. Some of us live in households where we might not ever be able to say everything. You know, some of us know that we can't say everything around these people because they're going to be triggered. They might lash out, whatever the case may be. But it's the way that, like, when white people are around other white people, like, we have to hold that many of them don't have a lot to pull from, that they're actually pulling from what's being taught to them, that like socialization for white people is not the same as what it is for the rest of us. And yet a lot of them don't spend a lot of time talking about it. But I will be posting in the comments a video by a creator who is a white woman from she's from Europe, and she basically, a lot of her content is trying to talk about meeting white women in America and the ways whiteness in America performs in a way that whiteness seemingly doesn't in her country. And she was trying to explain that like meeting white women in America and not being able to be close with them because they're xenophobic. And a lot of white women in America will really see other white women from different places and think that they're superior. And so again, like the concept of whiteness and white behavior is very much something that they're being projected onto in this world that we live in. And so there are going to be some white people who don't get that programming, not because they're special, but because they're not in this closed system. Again, I want you to consider America was created in a cup, and we live in a global world. And so there's things that people believe in this cup that other people cannot believe because of the science, the information that's out there for them. And so some of us have been hidden from the truth. Some of us have been told things. Again, it's the way that many people told me in my family I'm black. No one really told me I'm mixed in my family. That wasn't really a conversation. Even my mom would reiterate that she's black. And even today, and she told me today that she didn't feel accepted by black people or white people, but it's the ways that like she assumed she would be, right? She assumed because her father looks like a brown skinned man or a browner skinned man and her mom is white, that she would get accepted by both communities. Why not? Again, it's the ways that I hope people hold that like some people's ideas are very personal. They're not based on thinking deeply, and it's not their fault. Some people don't get the chance to think about these things because they're traumatized, poor, hungry, all types of things. But I do spend my life being curious. I spend a lot of time being curious, and I have that privilege as of now, as of recently. So I'm going to use it, and I'm going to use my platform to share the conversations that some people don't get to hear. And again, some people will not appreciate me, and that is okay. I don't exist to be appreciated, but I am appreciated, and I know that. And so anyone who doesn't appreciate me, please know, I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this for the people that grow up in households where someone's telling them how to behave, and they leave those households and they realize this isn't right. And then they have to unlearn what wasn't right, but they also have to start to hold that like the goal is liberation. You know, I know some people wonder what the point of life is: to be liberated, to be truly free, to be able to express, to be able to be held, to be able to be wrong, to not be harmed because we're wrong. That's the point. The point is liberation. The point is knowing that we have a place in this world and we deserve to. The point is being nature, is just like the river is allowed to flow, so should we. Just like a butterfly dances in the sky and sometimes rests long enough for you to look at it and perceive it, so should we. Sometimes we're dancing, sometimes we're steady somewhere, sometimes we're seemingly gone and can't be found, but I think that all of those things are temporary realities and not linear in any way. I'm just grateful. I'm just really grateful that I get to be on the internet and talking my shit, and I'm grateful that I've lived long enough to talk to my mom in a way that I am grateful that I got to. Because again, it's the ways that I actually see that, like, even though I don't think my mom treated me the best, and I don't think that, like, I deserved any of the ways that I was treated in that household, I do believe that my mom is holding in ways that, like, she can still say sorry. And again, it's the ways that, like, sometimes sorry is not enough. Like, and I'll hold that too. Some people can say sorry to you and it really won't hit. But I think that in this moment, I'm holding that, like, my mom is very traumatized and she's very triggered by a lot of conversations. And will I be able to have every combo with her? No, I won't. But I think that that is unfortunately part of the reality of having connection with some of these elders is like, you can't say everything, but I have to hold, could they? And again, I'm just trying to be mindful about the fact that, like, I am not having kids, but I want to be the kind of elder where if somebody says something, I don't want to shut them down just because I'm triggered. I want to be able to hold that, like, I'm triggered and they said that shit too. And I'm grateful that my mom is showing me that, like, she can shift in ways, but that, she's also still very, very hurt by our relationship. And there's a part of me that feels like because she's a grandmother now, I think that she's really trying to, like, make things right, and I'm grateful, but at the same time, it just feels like I don't know. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard because, like, there's a huge part of me that wants to be like there's a part of me that only wants to, like, see her as my mom, you know? Like, and I feel like that's what's got me so mad is, like, some people, like, I feel like I've been traumatized by, like, TV because, like, maybe this is part of getting older, right? Like, maybe this is part of it. Maybe other people will be able to relate, but I just feel like I never got to be a kid and, like, be, like, needing my mom in a particular way. Like, I feel like she always was busy or, like, irritated or working or something. Like, I never got to just be like, I need this, or, like, I need you. Like, I feel like that. Like, I never got to just break down, I feel, because I feel like she always had bigger things going on than I could ever bring to her. And so now that I'm older, it just feels like, dang, like, I know I have to hold that, like, she is a whole person and not just my mom. But I think about how, like, sometimes, like, that's why we're fighting is, like, I want to be able to talk to her like my mom, not a person that's like a whole person. And I have to hold that, like, again, that could just probably be part of the dynamic of not having a good relationship when I was younger. That maybe, um, that maybe that's part of why I do other things, because, like, in, like, sex work spaces, like, that's what I do. Like, in sex work, I'm literally a brat, and, like, that's how I make my money. Like, I literally get to, like, perform in this way that, like, my mom never accepted. And so there's a part of me that just feels like I know some of y'all will have to care for your mom, will have to be there for her in a particular way, will have to show up for her a particular way. And maybe that feels like, what makes sense now because you got all your needs met as a kid. But I think that's the part for me is, like, I don't know. I feel like that's a part of this is, like, getting your needs met and having to learn how to do that on your own. Like, I think, again, as much as I'm happy to hear from my mom and glad and happy she sent me that picture of her and my brother, like, I'm just like, fuck you for fly bitch. But I'm grateful that, she's doing okay enough and is lucid enough to communicate. But it's just in this moment that I'm just like, man, Yeah. Again, I feel like I'm trying to be gentle, but it's like, bitch, I just want her to help me financially at this point. It's like I don't. It's like as much as she talking about she miss me and she think about me. It's like, girl, send me some money. Like that's really where I'm at. Like, good God, you know. Like, it's no shade against her, but it's like, babe, I could really use some money. And she over here telling me her money problems, and it's like, girl. And again, it's the ways that like I want to see her as a full person, but at the same time, it's like I don't know. I just again I wish that my needs were being met so that I didn't think like that, but they're not. So I do. And so with that being said, it's just, I think I'm just as I said, I'm grateful we talked, but I just wish you would have hit me up on some, oh, I sent some money to you. But in other news, I am grateful as fuck that I am still here on this channel talking and creating because the last couple videos and the last couple moments have been like really lovely. Like that reading the Virgo season tarot party, like I really had a good time doing that. Like I really love reading tarot so much. I really do think I'm gonna start offering more tarot services. Like I've been really thinking about also like um trying to train to become a grief doula because I really think that might be helpful moving forward. But I'm not sure exactly like where to get trained, but right. But I'm looking into it. Like I just feel like maybe that's why I'm not finding a job, like maybe I actually have to like create my own lane like I've been doing. So I'm just trying to like, you know, allow myself to get into that. But the world is worlding. Virgo season is very mental. Please protect yourselves mentally, people. Please. Please, if it's feeling overwhelming, please know to tap out. Um, Make sure you're getting at least 8 hours of rest if possible. Please just focus on your mental health because this season, like Leo season was funny as hell because Leo season just had me noticing so many people. Like Leo season was just so visual. It felt Virgo season feels so fucking internal, bitch. Virgo season been feeling so physical. Like my hand, I've been giving myself hand massages. Like I'm telling you, like my feet, I've been looking extra hard at my body. Like I don't know if people have been doing this too, but I just feel like I've been catching myself in the mirror way deeper, way longer, like way looking at myself, studying my body. It's been very interesting how different. Like Leo season, I was just getting dressed up to look cute. Virgo season, I'm like, ooh, I gotta really get into my toe. Ooh. Listen, I appreciate you. I feel like if I move into a better place, yes. I feel like right now, I feel like the only thing I feel comfortable creating and making is like honey because I can mix that pretty quickly. But I just feel like my fruit fly situation is getting crazy. So I feel like I don't want to cook too much up in here, honestly. I feel like if I ain't gotta cook it, I'm happy because even cooking, I've been using the oven mostly because I don't want them to bother me. But again, as I feel like there is less coming. I feel like throughout the whole tarot card reading, they was leaving my ass alone. But I'm telling you, today they popping out and shit. Cause I got a fucking apple next to me, and I swear they trying to fuck with me. I hate y'all. I hate y'all. But yeah, no, I know I'm about to get some more. I know I'm about to get some more fly traps, and I really think they're gonna be gone because I really do see a difference. But fuck for flies. But yeah, as far as like edibles and stuff, I actually started a new edible menu because like I figured actually I wonder if I could show it here. That'd be cool if I can. But yeah, no, ooh, bitch, that'd be so cute if I could show my menu. But I figured out that like usually whenever people buy from me, like they always be asking to add on stuff, and I'm just like, you know what? Let me find a way to add on stuff without it being too crazy. And so this is, ooh, hey, this my little, just in case. Just in case, you want to add a little something without breaking the bank. And we got all types of stuff. Ooh, of course, those are all zoomed in. Of course, they're all zoomed in. That's sad. But yeah, we got the gummies on deck. And I just feel like it's about to work out. I really do feel like that. I feel like making edibles will probably make more sense in the future, but definitely not right now. Also, I started looking at hella fucking mermaids. Bitch, I'm obsessed. Like, bitch, are you like can you please just get in? Like, babe. I love mermaids so much. Like, that is like one of my favorite mythical creatures. This is my favorite one, bitch. This is my favorite one. Bitch. Bitch. Like, get in. I'm crying. I'm gonna show you some more because I'm feeling dramatic. I also have a bunch of fucking screenshots right now. I have so much to share. Okay, this one, bitch. Bitch. Ooh, you know what? I feel like listen, if you want to invest in creating something truly, I would love to be supportive. Absolutely. But bitch. I'm sorry, bitch. I love mermaids so much. Like, I'm so grateful. But yeah, I was trying to get some logos together for my shit, bitch. Now get into her. Obsessed. Obsessed. Bitch. Honestly. Yo. So cute. I can't. I'm hella fucking grateful. I love the internet so much. It's so cool. Also, this is random AF, but baby mother had a twerk pit at her fucking concert. And I just want y'all to know that there's just something about baby mother. Like, she's just so amazing. But the fact that at her fucking concert, people were twerking and like making room for people to twerk, it was so cute. Like, I really hope she posted that video somewhere because like that video had me crying. It was so fucking adorable. Ooh, also, for anybody who cares, because we're just showing you like random videos at this point. I started sharing mints. This is gonna help the girlies that's smoking a lot of weed right now. Now I know some of y'all are like, bitch, I'm smoking a lot of weed and I like it. That's great. I love that. But some people, they don't even realize that every time you smoke weed, you only get like at most you're getting like 25. I feel like that's crazy. You're getting 5 to 15 milligrams per joint, maybe more depending on what you smoke. So for some people, getting 2.5 milligrams in like a edible, which will be taken into the bloodstream. When you're smoking, it doesn't go directly into the bloodstream. It goes into the lungs, and then from the lungs, it goes throughout the rest of the body. And so edibles hit a little bit more deep. They hit into the body, they go right into the body, right into the blood. And so, with that being said, these will help people stop smoking as much weed. If you're interested, please reach out. We got a couple different flavors. Some of them have CBD, some of them don't. Some of them have CBG, some of them have CBN for sleep. But we have all different types of flavors and things. Like, we even got one that's a 1-to-1 for the girlies that need a 1-to-1 for the girlies that need CBD and THC. Got you. Let me see. I got a couple other things. Ooh, also for the girls that are not trying to smoke, but you are, hold up. You're not trying to smoke, but you are trying to have fun. We got these on deck. We've got some syrup. And these will help if you want to make like let's say you want to have a party and you don't want to smoke up the house. You can make a big ass lemonade, a big punch. You can make some ice cubes with your lemonade and then microdose with that syrup. This is just me trying to get creative with the people out there who know that they might be just doing a little bit too much and they don't want to do as much anymore. And that's just fine. Everybody not going to be smoking weed. Everyone's not going to like weed. That's okay. Let me see. I got some more things to share. Mm-mm-mm. Ooh. Also, as I said before, every order gets something for free in the pack. I usually ask my customers like what they would want as a freebie. Sometimes they already know what they want, so that's cute. But I just want to say for anybody out there who's wondering like what's there for the perks, the freebies, that is what's happening for the rest of August. For Virgo season, it's probably gonna be similar stuff, but I'm gonna try to figure something else out, especially now because I feel like between me and you, I feel like most people want a gummy or a pre-roll. I feel like the Mary's patches too. The Mary's patches too. But I'm just trying to pay attention to what people actually ask for and like and not just have shit on the menu just to have it. Ooh. Also, finally sold some of this recently. This is for the people who know that they need anti-cancer from the weed, but they are not willing to use the RSO syringe. The RSO oil that's carried in the shop is made out of pure THC oil. And so I want you to hold that like this stuff right here is a tincture. It's not going to be sticky. It's not going to be very thick. If you don't want something really thick and concentrated, this is the way you want to go. And again, this is called RSO. Do your research on Rick Simpson oil. It's very helpful for many people, but not everybody is going to use it. Ooh. We also have RSO that has live resin in it. This is again for people that are wanting RSO but are more recreational with it. That's going to allow you to get high in a way that's not just medicinal, but some people may not appreciate that, which is just fine. And then we also have some of these mini sugar cones. I recently got some and sent some to a friend, the pistachio flavor. I'm waiting to hear back from her. There is also one more up for grabs. I want to say that there's several flavors I have. I posted about this on Insta, but I'm trying to figure out how fucked up they look when they arrive because I don't want to ship these out and like have people getting fucked up. Like having crumbs and shit, that's gonna make me sad. So my friend in Chicago got one, and so that was a quicker ship. But if someone a little bit further away lives nearby, or if someone lives a little further away, so we can see what like a 5-day ship would look like on these getting fucked up or not. Because again, I really don't want anyone to get anything from me that's broken or looking crazy. But these don't look the strongest, and you know. Again, if anybody, again, I have one more that I'm willing to send out just to figure out what's going on with the shipping on them. So whoever hits me up first, I got you. And I posted about this on Insta. So if you're interested in shit like that in the future, just reach out to me because or don't reach out, just look for it because I post. All right, there's a couple more that I want to talk about. Just a couple more things. I wonder if y'all can see my business card. Damn, y'all can't. I hate that it zoomed in like that. That's tragic. Boo. If I can find it zoomed out, I'll show it to you. But if I can't, then that's a woe. Let me see. Okay. And this is the last thing I'm gonna share with y'all. So these are called Mary's patches. They come in different types. Like there's some for energy, there's some for relaxation, there's some for relief, there's some for sleep. But basically, like they're patches that are kind of like if you've ever seen like a Nicorette patch, they're kind of like that. They're very thin. You can put them anywhere on your body, but they kind of work the same way the RSO does by putting things directly into your bloodstream. And so, for the people that can't be smelling like smoke, don't want to smoke, don't want to fuck with smoke like that, that is going to be what you do. Pistachio, done. I got you, bitch. Done. Say less. Say less. All right. Oh, word. Sidebar. I'm about to get a check, y'all. Thank you again for my stalker. My stalker, thank you. We're getting a check soon. We're getting a check very soon, bitch. Shout out to me. Shout out to me, bitch. Absolutely. I didn't mean to post that, but it don't matter. I want to say I'm at like $94 right now. And I took that picture like a week ago. So again, just thank you for my stalker. Just thank you so much for being crazy and making me come through all these times. Just thank you for being insane. I'm playing. But I'm just saying, like, just thank you for just getting the energy. Just, because somebody been clicking on the ads. Thank you. Appreciate it. Getting that quintalis. Getting that quintalis. Absolutely, bitch. Absolutely. But yeah, no, again, I'm not trying to make it seem like I know every fucking thing. I don't. I know very little, and I'm trying to learn as much as possible. But with that being said, I am grateful as hell. Right, because again, like, look, it's the way the stalker over here trying to post the address they think my mama live at. It's like, girl, and like that. I feel like that's one of those tragic things is that like some people really only like. It's unfortunate, but I feel like I've noticed, unfortunately, like whenever I'm going through crisis, like I feel like some people like really only show up for me, like only know I exist when crisis is occurring, seemingly. And it's frustrating because, again, like I've gone through enough things to know that, like, you bring it up, you talk about it online. Some people will think that that's a moment to make fun of you or hurt you or make you feel stupid or even try to investigate to see if you're really in the wrong. It's just so many ways that like people operate when you're on the internet and you talk about anything that's happening to you. But one thing that I did want to say was that the stalker person, them popping up trying to like like instigate anything or any drama or whatever, I obviously didn't appreciate it at the time. And I want to be honest that like I don't really give a fuck about people not liking me. I feel like the only thing that's annoying is when they think they have to come here and tell me that they don't like me. I feel like that's the only thing I don't appreciate. Like, you not liking me makes sense. It's not crazy to not like someone, but it's just like when you're coming here to derail a space, like even like the other tarot card reading, like they really felt like it was so necessary to like sign up to get a tarot card reading, but then try to be rude to me, and it's like, babe, come on, like it's boring. It's like, good God, like it's like what happened to the old school trolls that used to just call you like ugly or fat and then like get blocked. Like now, like we got intricate ass motherfucking trolls. Like I just feel like I'm good. But again, it's moments like that that make people tune in. It's unfortunate. But the way people will watch a video where somebody's calling me out or talking shit about me, it's just very funny because I can obviously see the analytics. And it's just the way that some of these videos don't get no views. Let somebody try to spray me. Again, I'm saying this to say that I really don't give a shit because I think it's obvious by now. I'm going to come on here regardless, whether or not you pop up and try to make fun of me or try to hurt me, I'm going to still exist. And so I'm really not going to feed it too much, but I was going to say before I came to do the tarot party, I was going to be like, look, if anybody derails it, we just go and block and go. We're not going to spend no more time because I'm just, it's just, again, it's just never fun. It's just never fun. I just feel like it never goes anywhere. It's always that person telling me like things that I've already told y'all. Like they're never telling me anything new. It'd be so boring. I'd be like, girl, and then again, sharing an address of who knows. Who knows whose address that was? But in retrospect, talking to my mom tonight, I'm like, bitch, not. You probably posted the address of one of her clients that she works with. Like, please don't do stuff like that. Like, my mom works for people and like cares for them in their house. Like, please don't post their addresses. Like, please just stick to calling me fat, ugly, weird, dumb. Just stick to that because, again, I'm not sure what you were expecting, but it's only giving that like you want me to care about something that I really don't care about. So, again, I'm just really hoping that all my stalkers just realize, like, I get it, you don't like me. Can we move on, please? Because I'd like to, genuinely. Anyways, but like I was saying though, I'm really excited about getting this check, bitch, because honestly, I haven't got a YouTube check since fucking March. And it's not like I do this to get money, but it is nice to get money. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it is nice. Especially when I come up here and just be smoking and talking shit. Like, honestly, like, that's one of my favorite things is when I get a check and all I've been doing is just enjoying myself and talking with you. They do, but it's like, bitch. I feel like the thing that annoys me is like I just feel like I give my energy I give my energy so abundantly. It's just like what like I feel like they want me to fight with them. I really feel like they want me out of sorts, and it's just like, bitch, I can't. I can't. I'm just so grateful, and I'm just so fucking grateful, bitch. Because bitch, like the way I used to be dysregulated, like it's unfortunate to think about, but like some people like are watching people because they're dysregulated. Like that's something that I had to really sit with too. Is like some people that people watch, like they're not really watching that person. They're watching someone who's like very like they need support. Like they're not doing well, but like it's entertaining, and it's just like damn. It's just hard to see that because I feel like again it's hard to laugh at everything, you feel me? It's hard to like really think everybody's content is good or should be online because like sometimes it just feels like we're watching someone spiral out and people are like, oh, this is so funny, and it's like it's not really funny. But I think about how like the internet allows us to have multiple realities at once and be able to see them unfold in real time. I think that's also part of like why I have like so many like people like dragging me or like just being like towards me because again, in some people's reality, I'm taking away their blackness. Like I hate to say it that way, but some people think that like their blackness is being taken away. Just the same way some people think that us mixed people can claim our blackness. There are some people that think that their blackness can be taken. So I think there are a lot of conversations worth having, but I don't think everybody is going to be willing to sit through them or even hear anything that the person says. And as someone with privilege, I'm again trying to release from the idea that I'm going to be the one that radicalizes everybody. Not possible. Like there are going to be people who talk to you and you're not going to be able to go there with them or be there with them in what they're sharing. And so again, there's going to be some people who hear me speak and like if they're not going to be able to get it, that's not a failure. And so again, I'm just trying to hold that like the way we speak on people can really impact like what they do next. And sometimes we make it seem like people are unsavable or even like unchangeable, unshiftable. They may really believe that that's the case. And so I'm willing to hold that like just like I'm learning still, I'm gonna keep on I'm gonna keep on learning. So are you. And I choose that as my weapon is empathy and encouragement because again I just see all the ways that like we can shut down and make it seem like the other person is wrong, but really we're just unable to handle something and we could really sit with that and hold that with that person. That is a hard combo to have and maybe that person will stretch. And again, I have to hold that there are people that tried to have an emotional vulnerable convo and nobody stretched, so they're not going to do that shit again. And so I'm trying to hold that like we can be a change in someone's situation if we consider that like they may need to like really emote, they may really need to say something, they may really need to pour something out. And so that's where I'm at with my mom, you know? Right. Like, I don't think that like she's going to unlearn pushing back on the conversation of colorism just because I want her to. I think she's going to have conversations with me and maybe sit with, definitely sit with like herself. But I don't think that like I'm gonna be like what radicalizes her. But I will be, I will be bringing it up again in ways, strategically, so that like she can start to see it. Because again, it's the ways that she's let me know it's triggering to talk about her identity and being mixed, and I'm holding that. While also holding that like there will have to be conversations where we're triggered and maybe they stop or maybe they are paused. Like I'm trying to sit with the reality that like there's so many layers to how we understand certain things. We're not gonna all get it right, but I think like let's focus on getting it right and more focus on like what we're gonna do now. Because I feel like if we stay present, we might be able to do more in terms of empathy than like making it seem like someone had to be somewhere where we wanted them to be when maybe they couldn't. Exactly. And it's like again, it's the ways that like I try to talk about like being a whole mixed person and discovering more information after sharing so much and like people trusting me so much and like people maybe not trusting me anymore, and that's actually okay and actually probably normal. And again, the ways that like some people are automatically trusted, some people are automatically believed, and we don't really wonder why. We just believe them or just trusted them. Some of us will really look at people and wonder like what they're up to, and maybe won't hold that discrimination is not something we hold for everyone. And again, I'm holding that we know that like you're not automatically a bad person because you've done these things. And I think let's stop thinking about people being bad people. There are people that are very misinformed and unfortunately are very indignant in that misinformation. And there are some people who are scared to learn more because maybe what they've already learned is scary. Like again, I'm hoping that we can hold that like unlearning and learning and decolonizing, that's traumatic. It's traumatic. Like I wish we would hold that decolonizing is traumatic. Not for all of us, but in ways it is because it forces us to live in a reality that we're not in mentally, that we're not physically in. And so we could really be decolonizing all day, but we're still at the mercy of the real world that is not decolonizing with us. And so again, it's the way that like some of us will be seen as crazy. Some of us will be seen as unwell in a particular way. And some of us will be seen as, combative, uh, contrarian. Some people will seem like they always want to talk about this or that system, and it's just so easy for us to like really just click out on somebody. I appreciate you so much, Sierra. Truly. Because the older I get, the more I realize like how much softness like we don't employ when someone's wrong. Like when someone's like has the wrong idea or just someone has an idea that's connected to colonization, how quickly like it almost feels good to tell them they're wrong or it feels good to push back. And like I'm just trying to sit with that feeling. Like I'm at a point where like I'm not fighting anybody. Like if I have a video that will explain it, I'm gonna send that instead because I feel like not everybody can handle being directly communicated with. Like that's something that took me a long time to realize. Like not everyone can have a conversation with you. Not everybody wants one. Some people would really benefit from sitting in the comfort of their own bed with a video and be able to like look in the comments and maybe find out more information. Like that has helped me a lot. And so maybe some people would benefit from that. Like I just want us to hold that like maybe you're not the messenger and that's not a problem. But I think that that's something that again takes time to hold, especially when people see you as a messenger, especially when people listen to you speak a lot. It can be hard to hold that you're not, you shouldn't be speaking in this conversation. You should be a listener or uplifter. And so again, I'm hoping that we can hold that we're always learning and unlearning and shifting, and no matter what we may think today, like I hope we can hold that like things may change and might be for the best. But I appreciate everybody for being here truly. And I love y'all all for just like kicking it and spending time with me because, again, it's been a wild time to be alive. And I feel like this year has been, whew, wordless. I have no word for what this year has been, bitch. There's no word to describe it. It's more than one word, but I'm going to go and have some chocolate and lay the fuck down. But I hope that y'all take care of yourselves, and I appreciate y'all for spending time. How do I feel about Afro pessimism? I think that it has a place in the world that we live in. Like white supremacy creates it, does it not? Like what? Like I think about the video "Negrescence" by Falassi Noor, and them talking about like finding out that they're a black person and then also thinking that they're becoming cooler because they're aware of their blackness, and just the ways that like white supremacy does like put black people in a fixed position of finding out who they are versus knowing who they are versus holding how they've been harmed. And so it's the ways that like his video really does set up the stage for holding that like there are going to be some black people who are very like again, I feel like there are black folks that are traumatized and they're not going to quote unquote overcome it. Like they're not going to like operate like everything's fine. And I think about the ways that like anti-blackness hits black people in a way that it doesn't hit myself. And like the ways that like I can even talk about all these different experiences with anti-blackness, like the way that I can pick it out in a moment, in an instant. It's the ways that like that's privilege. Like there are black folks that are being harmed and they don't have a list of all the ways because it's happening in a way that's not listable. And so again, it's the ways that like it makes sense that there are black folks that are like sad, angry, disconnected, isolating. Like I think it makes more sense than not. Oh. And I'm wondering, like, if you feel like you want to take a moment and share, like, what Afro pessimism means to you, because I remember learning about Afro pessimism and like feeling like, thank you. Like, I remember feeling thankful about hearing about it, and like the more I dug deeper into it, the more I was grateful that someone was writing this down, because again, it's the ways that like as I'm being told I'm a black person, I'm thinking I'm supposed to like stand with that a certain way. Like I'm thinking I'm supposed to like hold it with pride in a way that like doesn't allow me to ever analyze like what's also happening. And then again, it's the ways that like while I'm being told I'm a black person, while I'm not a black person, and I'm like operating like, and some people will see me as operating like a black activist, right? As like a black activist that's very outspoken. In that moment, there were probably so many black folks that were like maybe not holding at the time, or maybe they were, that like them saying the things I said, them centering their identity, their blackness in this way would not be allowed, would be maybe met with like more harm than uplifting, congratulations, celebration. And again, it's the ways that like people are congratulating me for uplifting anti-blackness in a way that like I notice when black women do it. It's very rare that everyone's happy when black women talk about massage and war. It's usually only black women in the comments like happy about the conversation. And even the way that when deep dark skinned black women talk about anything, it's the way that their video will go viral because somebody is trying to figure out like, are they right? Like the video will be posted in this way that's like, it's okay if you drag them or are mean to them. Like it's not posted in good faith. Like what they said was like to be shared. It's shared in this way that's like, what do y'all think? And it's like, who's y'all? You know, it's like, again, it's the ways that like when Black women are communicating about the things that I've shared here, the ways that like some people will not appreciate what I say, but they're not going to harm me. But it's the ways that I've repeatedly seen Black women be harmed and be talked about crazily, and even had their work undermined by Black men, by non-Black people. And again, what did they do? What did they do? Again, it's the ways that the more I listen to Black people, the more I'm holding that like a lot of us mixed people are put in positions to quiet the Afro pessimism. Because again, it's the ways that while I'm thinking I'm a Black person, I'm never thinking that I can actually like talk about the ways that anti-Blackness is like not adding up. Like it's weird. It's like it's almost like the more I became radicalized around Black identity, the more I felt like I was locked into a behavior, and I felt people watching me in a way that I never had before. And so again, I'm going to hold that I've never been a Black person, but when people were holding me like I was, and I was projecting that that's what I heard I was, so I am, the ways that like people gave me grace, but they also were like surveilling me in this way that like is still happening to this day. And again, I want to hold that like while I'm not as impacted as most Black people by being surveilled, it's the ways that like the discomfort of like knowing that like holding on to Politico, holding on to the erasure and harm happening to Black people in a particular way, like not including myself as like a Black person, does have some people feeling like, damn, like I'm wrong. And again, like some people would rather call you a dumb bitch than sit with how maybe they've been misinformed. And so again, it's the ways that I don't usually have people directly like attack me for what I've shared, but a lot of times the things that I'm sharing come from creators who are being attacked, which feels like it's very important to share this because the attack isn't coming because they're lying or they're wrong. People are hurt. I can see that. And again, I want to talk to you. I really like, I know we haven't been chatting in a bit, but it's really nothing personal. I've just been like a hermit. I've been hermit card. Like I literally went outside yesterday, did a tarot card reading, and then slept all day. Like I literally woke up a few hours ago. Um, mm. Word, word. But hear me out, Trilly. I'm grateful that you even want to talk about this as candidly as possible because I definitely do agree with you that like I feel like even calling it Afro pessimism like feels wild because it's like if I how do I say this? It's obvious after listening to Black people that we absolutely are living in a society that treats Black people like they're dead. And again, like the Afro pessimism connected to the and I wish I had more information, but there's like this theory like that Black people are dead in this society and that like that is part of why the things that happen to them are happening because they're already not supposed to be alive. And so everything that happens is a reaffirmation of that lack of life. And so again, it's the ways that like the idea that like that's part of pessimism is wild because it just again I just feel like sometimes the words that we use, the colonizers' language is so limiting, ain't it? But I appreciate you talking about pleasure activism and like the framework for white supremacy because again, white supremacy posits like Black people are not human. And doesn't hold that humanity or the idea of human is created. Like we are, that's why I hold that the future is indigenous and that like we are part of the earth, all of us, and that like we can't be divorced from it. And so like what white supremacy does is divorce everyone from nature and chooses to elevate humans but decides that blackness is a subjugation below human. And again, if we're all nature and blackness is not seen as connected to whiteness, and whiteness literally is a mutation of blackness, it's very much a bunch of bullshit to again subjugate black people in a particular way. But most importantly, subjugate black people who are not lighter skinned and mixed. Because at this point, with the language black biracial, we have to say it like that. Because there are so many people who think like you can be mixed and black at the same time. You can't be. But again, it's the way that I used to hold that politic, that like I have mixed ancestry, but I'm still a black person. That's not true. Word. Listen, I'm holding that. I think like we're saying the same thing, but the idea that like it's just as simple as, I don't want to say simple, but the idea that it's like, oh, like the framework for society is betting on black subjugation. I feel like Afro-pessimism is maybe like a step after the thing that I learned about, which was that black people are not necessarily automatically seen as human. And so with that being said, whiteness has constantly, even the way the Bible is written, the Bible has subjugation for black people in it. It literally has it written in the Bible. So again, I want to hold that. I feel like Afro-pessimism is absolutely an important a part of dismantling, but also the idea that like blackness has been accounted for in all these ways that are absolutely about subjugating the black individual. And again, while white supremacy is lying to all of us, it's telling white people you're better. And then there are white people who think black people are automatically better because of that, because of the ways they're lied to. There are some white people who will hover in black spaces because as far as they're concerned, they've been being lied to. And so they start to overly go towards black people and may not want to hold that like those black folks are not accepting you or not close with you, not because of you, the individual, but because of the power that your identity can be holding at the same time. Word. Again, I'm holding that like I've been like trying to listen to black folks talk, and I feel like there are some black folks creating language or creating new words for what they're talking about. But I think like when I heard about negrescence from Falassi Noor, it made me dig deeper into like just again the concept that like anti-blackness is like the whole point of all of this. And again, while white people may seem to only be benefiting from it, they're not. And again, the ways that like I had a conversation with a bunch of women recently, and it went so poorly because like they were really thinking that like being transphobic, like, okay, tell me if this makes sense. There was a moment where a bunch of women were talking about a cis woman being called trans. And the whole time they're talking, they're saying that no real transphobia is really happening because this woman isn't trans. And so not only are they positing that transphobia can't happen to women, which is not true, they're positing that transphobia is not a problem that women are dealing with, which is again not true. But again, they're holding that they're bio women and biological women in this way that is harming them. But they can't see that because they're too busy trying to harm trans people and look down on trans people. They're not seeing that in this moment, you are actually at risk. You are noting a woman, not even just a woman, a white woman being labeled as a man because she is honestly just not shaped a certain way. It very much was not anything other than she looks and I feel like even saying that sucks because it's like she doesn't look like, she's just a white lady who looked like Rugrats. She looked like Phil and Lil Mom. She was giving real Phil and Lil Mom, and they was really trying to say this is a man. And the women fighting pushing back are like, no, she's not a man. It's clear she's just, and again, like the way they're defending this white woman is like, oh, she's not really a man. So who cares? Like, this isn't transphobia. And it's like, okay, so even women don't see when they're being hurt by transphobia. They don't even see it. Like, you have a whole bio woman being attacked. And this woman had just like won something. It was a white woman who won something, and a bunch of people started to say she's a man, as if to like delegitimize her win. And a bunch of women were feeling comfortable in that moment to not only say that this woman was bad built and that's why she was being seen as a man, they also felt like it made sense to say that this isn't really transphobia. And it's awkward because, again, like, I don't want to make it seem like anti-blackness is happening to white people to take away from it happening to black people. What I'm trying to offer is that, like, anti-blackness is the foundation for being alive in this world, period. But more importantly, for us Americans, it is the framework for how we're able to survive. And so I want to just hold that, like, I don't think that I'm special. I think, unfortunately, I have the privilege in ways to operate in other ways. But with that being said, I am trying to hold in real time that that means I can do more and say more that other people might be lashed out at, blocked, banned. Like, I've had a couple accounts get lost and I've been back. So I'm not trying to make it seem like people haven't retaliated, but it hasn't stopped me, right? So I'm just trying to put it out there that, yeah, sure, I've experienced anti-blackness, but not the kind that kills you. And it's because I'm not a black person, because there is a desire to kill black people and to, again, operate like they're already dead. Even the idea that when we look at early black achievement, we're oftentimes talking about white passing people. We're a lot of times talking about non-black people. We have to hold that even in society detailing black achievement, they have killed black people's real achievements and have used mixed people's achievements. And so, again, I'm trying to use the fact that, like, I've gained information to not weaponize it and gatekeep it and treat people like they're dumb, because that just doesn't seem productive, right? That seems really ridiculous, considering I've been in certain rooms because people thought I was black. I was in other rooms because people knew I wasn't. So I'm trying to hold that, like, while I'm able to move around and hear all types of conversations, that means I do owe it to folks, especially black folks, to speak up, because there will be moments where people let me know something that may help somebody black in a conversation in the future. Not saying that, like, I'm going to be able to help everybody. I know that, but there's going to be moments where conversations unfold where someone might get something from them. You see how they do me? But finding out that there are white people who think that the one drop rule is responsible for erasing them has me really thinking about how I need to focus on perhaps showing evidence that whiteness is a mutation of blackness. That maybe that would help some white people start to understand that a big part of being white is performance. It's behavioral. It's not ancestral. And unfortunately, by holding on to that belief, they too are holding on to the one drop rule in their own way. So I'm hoping that we can hold that the one drop rule isn't just something that hurts black people or isn't something that black people think about only. It's not. But again, we live in a world where if you are seen as a black person, are you gonna be talking to white people about this stuff? Fuck no. This whole thing is a fucking psychological operation to keep people in certain places so that they never listen or hear or unlearn to a certain degree. And again, there are some of us who will think that we know something, but it will be challenged. And will we allow ourselves to be challenged by new information? Unfortunately, I think some of us know some of us ain't gonna be able to talk to some people. I think some of us know that some people are not interested in communication, and that's that on that. And I'm just really hoping moving forward in life that people can hold that, like, mixedness is a part of the conversation of anti-blackness, and that us mixed people really do need to speak up more, because again, it's the way people see my mom as not white. But it's like, okay, so even now, the conversation is shifting. Like, even what we think of as white is now different. And so, again, I hope that we can hold that this conversation is very nuanced. And it's not one you can just have one time or with one person. I think that this is unfortunately a conversation that spans like several generations, several, several places, but I think again, I come from an American lens, and so I'm sharing how I'm sharing in this way because I know that what I'm hearing is from mostly Americans. But I don't just listen to Americans. And again, it's the ways that living in America, we're not encouraged to learn multiple languages. We're not encouraged to be well read outside of the bubble, right? And so I think about the ways that, like, not just is the idea of, or not just is the concept of blackness in that, like, the ways it's been weaponized is harmful. It also puts many black women and black non-men in a position to where they have to fight for something in a way that mm, yeah, I don't know, just the more that I pull back, the more I see some of the ways that people are being like instructed to be warriors and fighters and protectors, and other people are not. And I'm talking about black men. Like, so many black men operate in this way, from what I've noticed, where like they're very ashamed of white supremacy and are not standing in like their ability to be a part of shifting. And again, it's the ways that if blackness is being seen as an automatic subjugation that is not human, I'm trying to hold that like some black men may think they're going to become more human by acting white. Some people in general may think that that's part of their humanity, is operating more whitely, behaving more white. Word. No, truly, we definitely need to chat. And again, if you wanted to like do a StreamYard or something, like I'm down for it to be like an open convo. Because again, I know you've been posting a lot. Like I think I saw like Kinky Black House post, and I'm not sure if you're the one who posts for it, but I don't know if you're trying to like put yourself out there more or put more eyes on the collective. Because I know y'all just did that party, but just let me know because I want to make sure the conversation benefits you as well. You know, because I'm grateful that you want to talk, but it sounds like what you're about to say is actually going to benefit the fuck out of my channel. And I'm hoping that we can like figure out a way to where it does the same thing for you. And we don't have to have it on here. We can have it privately and record it. However you want to do it, just let me know. I'm with it though. But like I said though, like it's the way that like when we talk about certain systems, if we don't include like how there are people that are being harmed, that everyone's being harmed in the system, but the focus should be on the most marginalized, it's hard for some people to get that because they don't want to think like that. Word. Word. Yeah, I saw that and I shared it, but I just want to be candid. Like, I'm not sure how you want to, like if you want to use like your account, if you want to use the account for the collective, just know I'm open. I'm really open because I feel like me and you have really great combos, period. But there may be, you know what? I almost want to reach out to my friend Aleo about this too because they used to come into the lives more, but they haven't been in a while. But they were talking in like the live I was watching before. Like there was a live I posted, and I'm gonna post a link to it in here because it was one that was talking about like thinking I was a man and like dressing more masculine. And they were talking about how like they lost a lot of friends when they started dressing more masculine or center and started to like be like or perform less femme, and just the ways that like transphobia like really has some women thinking like that's who's the bad person, that's who's gonna hurt me. And it's like, damn, not the allies closest to you. Yuck. But again, it's the way. Yeah, no, like they're me and them still chat every now and then. They're still doing well, but like I know that they're not in the live right now. But I was gonna say I want to reach out to them for the conversation because I think that they might have something to offer as well as like a black trans person in the South as well. Because again, I think location does matter as well. Like genuinely, like I think like being in the North and just like all my family being from like the southern part, of the world, like Jamaica, Virginia. Like my family is not from the North, and so living up here, going back down to the South, and just realizing just how different it is. Like the North is very isolated in this way that the South just isn't. Like I feel like in the North, like I be wanting to talk to everybody, but then I have to remember like that's not what they do in the North. Like the North is not communicative like that. Mm-mm. Like being in the South, like people just talk to you. Like in the South, people just say some shit. They'll just walk up on you. They'll ask you for some shit real easy. But the more north you are, the more it's like subjugated silence. Like it's very much like it's like even like neighbors. Like in the South, like your neighbors, like they might not talk to you every day, bitch. But there's no way to live in the South and nobody on the block talks to you or tries to befriend you. That's not real. But in the North, it's very normal to like just not talk to your neighbors. Mm, you know what? Say that, say that, say that. Because it really don't even matter what you got going on. They're going to say it. It really don't even be mattering. And it's the way like people will let you know what their needs are in the South in a way that in the North is very quiet. Like in the North, like people will hold their poverty and their brokenness very very to the best. In the South, it's like if you're broke, like you're gonna tell people, like you're gonna uplift that shit. Because shit, it might change. But I feel like in the North, it's very much like I'm poor. Who said that? You know what though? You know what? 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 I feel like, but you know what though? Maybe what I'm describing is how like in the South, the performance of politeness is way more extroverted. Like people go off their way to make it seem like everything's cool, almost like as like a knee jerk. Like they talk to you almost as a like, see, we're cool, and like maybe it's actually way more manipulative than I'm thinking. Because they'll talk to you real easily, and the next thing you know they asking you for something, and like again it's the way in the South, like I just feel like people were very candid in this way that was like okay. And in the North I feel like it just feels like people are more guarded up here. Like it feels like to get close to people up here you have to really put in a lot. Like I remember going to a beach party a couple times and like having a fun time, but then I just remember like having some weird fallouts with the people in it just because I asked them directly for support to uplift something that was happening like in my household that was like really abusive. And it was very awkward how they were all kind of like, "Oh, bitch, we just go to the beach together. We just go to the beach together. We don't know you." And it was like, whoa. And again, like in the South, like I just know that would not be the case if we're going to an event every week together. Like those folks would not play me like that. But again, it's like, would they be playing me or would they feel obligated? And I'm trying to sit with that too, like the ways people feel obligated to be supportive and to show up for people in certain places. Cause like in the North, whew, it just feels more cold. But again, the performative niceness of the South really does set you up to maybe over empathize or even overthink a connection that may not be as deep as you may think now because they're talking to you a lot. I appreciate you for saying that. See, again, perspective is important because I'm over here thinking that the South is friendlier, but it's like, it might be more vocal, right? But again, it's easy to get caught up in your perspective when you don't talk to other people outside of where you live. Like it's very easy to think something and then never hear anybody from somewhere else and think that's right. And so I'm grateful that we get to sit with each other and talk about things that unfold that are just like, what the fuck? Because again, there are so many things unfolding that are like, what the fuck? And it's like, how can we talk about it all? Who can we talk about it with? And I think about that too, how my mom told me straight up she don't want to talk about colorism. And it's like, well, that's not possible. Like, I'm not going to talk about it right now, but I'm going to find a way. Like, we're going to find a way. We're going to find a way. We have to. But again, it's the ways that, like, we have to find a way to connect it to ourselves and her in a way to where she understands, like, I'm not trying to come for her. But again, that's going to take some time. We're going to figure it out, though. Because I've lived this long without having a mom. I'm going to keep it a buck. I've lived for a long time without having a mom, so now I know I don't need one. No shade. But if she's going to be in my life, she's going to have to learn how to hold our privileges, like, collectively. Because, again, I wasn't being ugly with her, but she was getting real triggered and shit. Because I'm trying to tell her, like, I didn't know I had privilege either. And she ain't like that. It didn't soften her to hear that I was privileged as well. And so I gotta find another way. But I'm gonna find one, bitch. Cause who knows what that will mean for my niece. Cause again, I don't know that my brother ever gonna let me be around my niece. I don't know, and that's okay if he don't. But as long as my mom is open to talking, I'm gonna find something. Cause who knows? Like, maybe she'll start to hold that, like, our family members who don't look like us are gonna have a different life, and we're going to have to operate a different way. But I'm not giving up on her. Definitely not trying to rile her up or have her stress the fuck out. But I'm also not gonna play in her face like it's gonna work out like that. Like I'm not gonna say anything. It's not realistic. But again, I ain't trying to trigger her feelings on purpose. And so I feel like as long as my energy is to go in there authentically and with love, then I feel like we're going to be okay. But if not, like I said, I haven't had a mom this whole time. So I think I'm going to be okay without one for a little bit longer. But I'm just grateful that I have a partner that I have who listens to me and cares about me in the way that he does. Because after I talked to my mom, he was just there and was giving me hugs and just affirmations and was just so loving towards me. And I'm just grateful that I get that aspect of connection with somebody in real life because, man, that's the way that I've been trying to, connect with people. But, bitch, I gotta just say this randomly, but I just feel like the amount of women on dating apps with their man, I'm not trying to play them. I'm not trying to play them, truly. I promise I'm not trying to play them. But I am trying to offer that, like, oh my God, like, it's the way that, like, it's never a picture of the man. My mom and my brother are close as fuck. Like, my mom actually just sent me a picture of her with my brother and his fiance at their wedding shower. They're actually about to get married. And, my mom was like really like my mom was in the picture just looking so happy. And so from what I can tell, like I think my mom is just like, she realizing that like as much as she wants to like be a grandmother, like she still has a child out there that isn't her son. And also like my youngest brother is out here, just kind of avoiding all of us, which I understand. Like I feel like I didn't get much of a childhood and I know he didn't either. So I can't imagine that he's stable and doing well. And it sucks because, like, I really feel like there's times where I just don't think my mom realizes, like, all the conversations that must be had, No, bitch. And yo, they be having their picture. And like, here's the thing. I be swiping on everybody. Like, I don't really like look at profiles anymore. I just swipe because my thought process is, who knows? Like, I feel like, don't get me wrong. I know that probably sounds crazy, but if I don't want to talk to them, I don't. But I feel like I just swipe on everybody because I never know. But I'm telling you, I've swiped on so many women recently. And then when they got back to me, I'm like seeing a picture of them and their man. And I'm like, ew, like, why isn't that the main pic? Like, make this the main picture because then I would not have swiped. But then again, I probably would have. But again, it's the way that I don't want to talk to you and your man at all. And it's again very awkward. Because it feels like it just feels so awkward, friends. Like it feels so fucking awkward. Like I don't want to shame them for wanting to fuck somebody with their man. But there's just so many people looking to fuck with their boo. I'm sorry. It looks so interesting. I don't know. There's just something about it. And then the bios always be weird as hell. The bios don't never be nothing normal. It don't never be like, hi, weird, do 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 do. Like, it just, the bios don't add up. And they're not lying, Trilly. You are sexy, but damn, where did your man come from? That shit is crazy. I don't know what to think about that. I pray that people realize like so many of us don't want to fuck your man. And also I feel like I'm not even swiping for like relationships. I'm swiping just to like see, who out there, who wanna hang out. It's crazy. Damn. It's the way though that I wanna like go on a dating app so bad and like video and like record it just so people can see how fucking silly it is out here. Cause it is just like, wow. And like, yo, it's the way these men aren't even offering dates anymore. Like these men are not taking bitches on dates. Like there's no more dates, bitch. Like this man dead ass told me that he had some taquitos in his freezer. And I was like, you're inviting a bitch over for a blunt and a taquito? Weirdo! Weirdo! I was like, bitch, you can't even get a slice of pizza these days? He said he got taquitos in the freezer. Bitch. Watch them trick you and invite you to a hotel, bitch. Like, that's the only reason why I wouldn't even chance it. Cause it's like, are you even gonna get to eat? Cause watch them invite you to the fucking hotel with a pizza or some shit. Like, I don't know, bitch. Like, I'm telling you, he said a taquito at the crib. Swear. He like, what you doing? He's like, you want to kick it? Like, he was mad familiar with me. We ain't never spoke before. He's like, what you up to? You want to link? I was like, are you gonna buy me some food? Like, are you gonna what's up? Cause like you coming at me kind of crazy. I'm gonna come at you kind of crazy. He gonna be like, oh, I got some taquitos in the freezer. Girl, that's what you really hit me up for? Taquitos in the freezer? Damn. I'm gonna keep that filed away though, bitch. Cause low key, bitch, I swear, like if I ever go to his house, I'm going live and I'm going right into his freezer and I'm taking all his food. I'm just going to see what's going to happen, bitch. Cause honestly, I want to do a little bit of recklessness, just a little bit. Same, 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 same. Nah, they bugging. They're bugging. They're really bugging. Like I've been blocking dudes, and some of them been being weird and making new accounts so they could fuck with me. And it's funny as hell because once you do that, you gonna trip the IP thing. So what they don't realize is they're actually about to get their whole account banned permanently, fucking with me like that. So I just let it go. But I've been blocking these dudes hardcore on that app, friend, because I'm telling you, when I first got up on there, it was some money, but I don't know, man. I hate to say this, but I feel like, I think it's just late stage capitalism, honestly. And a lot of these men are broke. And I also feel like it's to the point where I started telling these men that I would like not feed them, but I would hang out with them while they was eating. Cause I'm just like, bitch, listen, it's some dudes that'll pay you to just sit with them while they eating a bunch of food. And I'm like, you know what? And I'm gonna eat some too when I'm there. So that's what I'm about to do, bitch. Like, cause the sex work shit has been very whack. I got one dude in Vegas right now that's really hooking me up, but I could tell the way he paying me is bi-weekly, bitch. He paying me when he get paid. I'm glad. I'm glad because this is what they fucking deserve. Like, because again, like, it's bad enough I had to block you. Like, you already wasted my time, bitch. But on top of it, you're being annoying. Ew. But I'm really hoping. Right? No, no. Like, bitch, there's so many of them that are not. And here's the thing, you're not crazy. Like, you're not crazy, but hear me out. I'm definitely about to go swipe on people just to get some people to take me out to lunch, bitch. Cause it's the way I'm about to be using these dating sites to get some food. Cause they're using these dating sites to try to get some pussy. The least I can do is get me some food. Honestly. Also, I had a dream the other day that I had a kitten, or like that I found one. And I'm gonna be real with you. I want a pet so bad, but I feel like I'm just gonna volunteer at the animal shelter because I just don't feel like I have the spoons to be like an animal caretaker. It sucks to say that, but it's just so true. Like, I just thought about it. Like, I could not. I just don't see me being able to clean a litter box. Like, I just don't see it. I just don't see it, bitch. I don't want to do it already. But I will play with some kittens for free. Sure would. And who knows? Maybe that'll be a way I transition into another job. Who knows? Maybe I'll do some pet sitting or some shit. That might be fun. I don't know. I'm just trying to find a way to make money that's not taxing and not annoying, you know? I just don't have it, bitch. I just don't have it to be working too hard for shit. It's just not realistic. I swear, like everybody that got a job right now is telling me how they're being exploited and they're supposed to be somebody else working there with them. And it's just like, bitch, I feel the same way. Like I feel like in retrospect, every job I ever had, I didn't have just one job. Like it's the way you get hired and they be putting mad tasks on your back. And that's another reason why a lot of people getting fired these days, because they're trying to put more tasks on people for less money. So keep that in mind. Some of y'all getting fired, it's not your fault at all. They're trying to cut the salary. Right? Because some people are going to go out of town and stuff. And I have my friends have me pet sit for them while they went out of town recently. And so I think I'm going to do that again because it's really easy. And for the most part, you just kick it in that person's house, you know? You just spend time with their animals. So sounds easy to me. But yeah, no, I just don't have it mentally to be doing too much. Like, and again, like I said, every job that I see people working, they're all telling me that they have like two other jobs that they have to do at the same time. And I'm like, how is that legal? But it's the way that we just don't live in a world that like allows us as the workers to like talk about what they're doing to us at the job. And it's so annoying because it's like, why the fuck? I just pray for all the 20 somethings because I feel like that's who's about to get it. Like all the 20 somethings that just got into like the workforce in a particular way, they're all about to be hit with like a job duties list that doesn't make any fucking sense. And again, like it's the way I don't know anybody who has a job that's not hating it but also can't leave it. Just distressing as fuck. Because it just feels like either you get exploited or you exploit, right? Like that's what it feels like. It feels like you either own your labor and have to like raise the prices or you just take what you get. I don't know. Shit seems crazy, but I'm really hoping that people know like you're not weird, you're not fucked up, you're not lazy. Like they're offering you a job, but they're actually offering you two jobs for one pay, and it makes sense why you actually wouldn't want to do that shit, or why you would do something else, or why you would pivot and like go into a different career field. Like there's some people right now that are working in a career field that it's never going to give you more money, and like you should leave. Honestly, and see that's the thing too. It's like yo, like some women are only like alive because like a man is like dying, and they're taking care of him, and all the benefits from taking care of a dying man they're getting. And so there's a part of me that feels like I wonder for some women like what it's gonna look like moving forward. Because some of these men that were on like Medicare and Medicaid and getting that stipend from the government to like keep on surviving in their homes while not being well enough to work. Like Section 8 is gone. disability is gone. Like there's a part of me that's wondering like how the sex workspace is about to be impacted because some men really only have enough money to trade for companionship. Like they don't have enough money to take nobody out on a date. They have enough money to keep you alive in a house. I'm trying to hold that as well, that like some of these men really can't afford to do much more than survive their damn self. And so it's making it a lot wilder for a lot of other femmes. A lot of femmes are going to be meeting men who are like, fuck a date, like be my wife and now be stuck with me. It's wild to think about, but like the way the money is operating right now is going to change a lot of shit for a lot of people. Like there's some people that are not going to make it right now. Like these next 4 years, we're going to see a lot of people leave. And it's not because they don't want to be here. Like, please know, like it's not about to. I'm not gonna like make it seem like people are gonna have it so easy this next 4 years. They're not. And even if Trump dies, which people keep hoping for, which makes me sad, because it just feels like there's a desire to watch him wither, and it's like fuck that. I'm not watching him deteriorate for the next 4 years. I don't want to do that. And I don't want to wait for JD Vance to get in fucking office either. I want them both out, but it's like I don't even care about that system of government anymore. It's the way that like Trump just reminds me that anyone could stand up there and do anything they wanted, and only some people are willing to do the worst things. And I think about how I started looking into like the Obama era and all the things that were like set up and put in place, but the ways that like him being a mixed man means that like I feel like that's the thing about being mixed and invoking that you're black is like there's ways that will move to show you that like that's just like what you see, that's not what they think. And I think that's also part of the Kamala Harris thing. Like I think the Kamala Harris thing and the Barack Obama presidency conversation around black biracial, like I think like some people were very anti Kamala because of Barack, and I don't think people talked about it a lot, but how like Barack getting up there and becoming president, like obviously the lead up to that, there were so many black people excited and overwhelmingly outspoken about getting a black president. It's the way that his mother was strategically not shown through that time. It's the way that, even his name, like people were, likening his name to something black sounding. And so again, it's the way that like I'm holding in real time that like us mixed people can really like do a lot of damage. And like again, it's the way that like some of them still see Barack Obama's presidency as like a good thing that happened. And like it's the ways that like the aftermath of Barack, like did Barack put things in place to make sure black people were safer? Not at all. But again, it's the way that like the anti-blackness was a spectacle. All of the people being anti-black towards him was a spectacle. It never touched him. He was always safe. He was always safe. Even now, it's like if you really think about it, like if people were so angry, like he's good. Like he's just fine. And again, it's the ways that like now, we saw that weird combo where like Michelle Obama and like George Bush were like seemingly looking like friends, and it was so awkward, but it was just one of those reminders that like when people see black people, they automatically think something, and unless that black person does something to make them think something else, they will not consider that. And I feel that about many people. Like many people will see a black person and think something's happening. And again, it's the way that us mixed people can be a false signal for things changing. A monthly subscription, bitch, that's him trying to fucking get a discount. Ew. But again, it's the way that people were seeing in real time with Kamala that she was not going to mean anything good for Black people inherently, and they weren't wrong. But it's the way that that conversation definitely comes from Barack Obama, not inherently being something positive from Black people. But will we ever talk about that? No, because now where's Kamala? Who cares? Again, it's the way that all of that was spectacle. That whole, is she Black? Is she? She's not Black. And like, okay, but again, that was the part of the fucking spectacle. Like, white supremacy operates in this way to keep you confused, distracted, and invested and triggered about so many things. And then, the moment passes and it's like, oh, the white supremacist is in office, right? Yeah. And again, it was like Barack Obama or that very weird looking white man, both of them. But again, it's the way that like it was Barack or these old white men, and it's again the way that like we saw youth, we saw a young Black man. We thought, right? And again, of course, during the Obama eras, like I'm being radicalized even further as a mixed person because to mixed people, Barack Obama was a moment that solidified the term Black biracial. And so I want us to hold that like some people are really holding information from shit almost 2 decades ago. Like some people are holding information that really will not liberate them, but will seem liberating. And so again, I'm hoping that people hold that like I don't think anybody was wrong for being like triggered by Kamala and the Blackness combo, but I'm hoping that we can see in real time that that combo was supposed to make us like fight either for her to be Black or for people to not quantify her mixedness. Like that whole moment was another moment of white supremacy. And again, it's the way that like whoever, like it depends on who's in front of us that will say certain things. And so when people see Barack Obama or when they saw him originally, there was a knee jerk that he was a Black man. At this point in career, I feel like people still hold him as Black, which is fascinating. But I think about the ways that he'll never talk about having a white mom. Like that would not be in his best interest. It would not get him any fans. And honestly, the way that some people are looking at his presidency closer now, it would be in his best interest to never speak on that white woman and keep on pandering. But again, these are things that I'm holding in real time as a mixed person, that like there are ways that like white supremacy wants to use us to trick Black people into thinking there's something better happening. There's new things happening. And it reminds me of the conversation being had where, things have happened, new technologies have been introduced, but we're still on stolen land, and this land does house people who have been stolen as well, and their ancestors and their ancestors and their ancestors. And so I'm hoping that we can hold that like there are going to be people here who are confused, and that's the point of this place. This place was created to confuse, absolutely, especially Black people into thinking something about themselves and about other people. And unfortunately, there are going to be some younger Black people who don't do that. There are going to be some younger Black people who never have to do that. They never have to, like because they've been online for so long, they never have to unlearn not trusting mixed people. They never have to unlearn the psychological operation of mixed people in Black spaces. Like they're listening to Black people right now, and so they don't have to go through certain things. And so I hope that we know that the world is shifting. It doesn't seem like it, but I want you to look for Black people who are open to being candid about their experiences, because if you listen, you will hear that there are so many Black people aware of so many things that nobody white told them, which is important. We have to consider that whiteness gives us a lot of our talking points. And so behaving as white, practicing whiteness, that's very easy for some of us to do. And so for some of us, we're never going to think that what we're doing is so bad because we're around white people who are mirroring our behavior. And so being around non-white people, being around black people, those environments will unfortunately show us how much we practice whiteness. And so I'm hoping that folks can hear that like you have been harmed by believing certain things, but unlearning takes help, takes support, takes community. And so it as much as I can empathize with feeling alone and isolated in these misinformed thoughts, I hope that you find community that will be with you in this unlearning moment, because I would not be here today if there weren't people willing to hold me, if there weren't people willing to listen to me, if there weren't people willing to talk to me and be sharing with me. Like this is a collective conversation. It's not one that one person can have alone or just pull out of their head or their heart. These are there's a comprisement of thoughts. And so I'm hoping that people understand like I didn't get here alone and you won't either. I really appreciate all of y'all. And I'm glad that we get to talk so candidly, but it's also Virgo season. So please take rest very seriously. Drink as much water as possible. If possible, start to keep your vegetables and veggies that you're not getting to very easily in the freezer. Like use your freezer as much as possible. A lot of these groceries, they're picking a lot of the fruit while it's not ripe. I hate to tell you that. I'm getting a lot of unripened fruit and veggies. And again, it's the ways that like we need these things, right? So I want us to just consider like how we can store them so that we can keep them. But you're not crazy. It's wild out here. I love you too. Thank you guys for everything. For real, get some rest. Get some rest. Hang up the phone. Say no. Don't respond to all the texts. Get rest, please. I love you. Bye.